Gravity Forms Google Drive Uploader is a WordPress plugin that allows you to seamlessly connect Gravity Forms with Google Drive, making it easy to upload, organize, and manage files directly from your forms. In this tutorial series, we'll walk through both the Secure Authentication setup and file upload workflow, helping you connect Google Drive and start storing files automatically within your Google account. Let's get started. Here, I'll be showing you how to connect your Google Drive account using the two different authentication types available in the Google Drive File Uploader plugin. We have the default authentication type that we've been using, which is the less secure method. We also have the option to use your own Google Cloud Console credentials. This is the more secure approach because it allows you to use your own client ID and client secret generated through Google Cloud Console. The client ID is generated for you within Google Cloud Console, along with the client secret that will be used for authentication. Once everything has been configured correctly, you'll be able to connect your Google account and start using Google Drive with the plugin. Next, head over to the Google Cloud Console website. Once you're there, create a new project. You can give it any name you prefer. For this example, I'll name mine G Drive Test. After entering the project name, create the project and wait for Google Cloud Console to finish setting it up. Once the project has been created, you'll be taken to the project overview page. From there, click Get Started to begin creating the application. Enter the application name. In this case, I'll use G Drive Test again to keep everything consistent. Next, provide an email address. I'll use my personal email address for this example. You'll also need to enter the email address that users can use to contact you regarding the application or website. After completing those fields, click Next. For the user type, we'll be using External, then click Next again. On the contact information page, enter your email address. Continue to the next step, review the information provided, and agree to the required terms and conditions. Finally, click Continue and then Create. Once the process is complete, your application has been successfully created. Now that the application configuration has been completed, the next step is to create an OAuth client ID. From the available application types, select Web Application. For the application name, you can use any name that helps you identify the integration. For this demonstration, I'll use G Drive Test. Next, configure the Authorized JavaScript origins and Authorized redirect URIs. For the Authorized JavaScript origins section, enter your website URL exactly as shown. Then move to the Authorized redirect URI section. The plugin has already generated the required redirect URL for you. Simply copy the generated redirect URL and paste it into the Authorized redirect URIs field within Google Cloud Console. Before proceeding, take a moment to verify that all values have been entered correctly. Once everything looks correct, click Create. Your client ID and client secret will now be generated successfully. The next step is to copy the client ID. Return to your website settings and paste the client ID into the appropriate field. Next, return to Google Cloud Console and locate the client secret. Open the OAuth client that was just created, then scroll down to the client secret section. You'll find an option to view or copy the generated client secret. Copy the client secret and return to your website configuration. Paste the client secret into the corresponding field and save your settings. At this point, the integration settings have been updated successfully. However, do not connect your Google Drive account just yet. Instead, return to the Google Drive configuration page where we'll complete the remaining setup steps before establishing the connection. Now that the OAuth credentials have been configured, you can leave this page and navigate to the APIs and Services section within Google Cloud Console. From there, select Enable APIs and Services to access the API library. Once the API library loads, you'll see a collection of available Google APIs that can be integrated with your application. In the search bar, search for Google Drive API. When the Google Drive API appears in the search results, select it to open the API details page. From here, click Enable to activate the Google Drive API for your project. Once the process is complete, you'll be taken to the Google Drive API dashboard, confirming that the API has been enabled successfully. At this stage, your project is now authorized to communicate with Google Drive, and the required API service has been configured correctly. After enabling the Google Drive API, the next step is to configure the OAuth consent screen. Navigate to the Audience section within your Google Cloud Console project. On the Audience page, scroll down until you reach the Test Users section. To add a test user, click add users, and enter the Google account you intend to use with the integration. In most cases, you'll want to add the same Google account that will be used to connect Google Drive to your website. Adding your account as a test user helps prevent authorization issues during the connection process and ensures that the OAuth flow can be completed successfully. Save your changes. After saving, the account will appear in the test users list, confirming that it has been added successfully. Now that the test user has been added successfully, return to the Google Drive settings page. At this stage, you can sign in using the Google account that you added as a test user. Select the Google account you would like to use and continue through the authentication flow. If you encounter a warning or access message during this step, don't be concerned. Continue through the prompts and grant the required permissions requested by the application. These permissions allow the plugin to securely communicate with your Google Drive account and perform the actions necessary for the integration. Once the permissions have been approved, click Continue to complete the connection. After authorization is complete, your Google Drive account will be connected successfully. Return to the plugin settings and save your configuration. At this point, the integration is ready for testing. You can now submit a test form and verify that files are being uploaded correctly to your Google Drive account. Before we finish, it's important to understand the difference between the two authentication methods available. With the default authentication method, the setup process is much simpler because you can connect directly using the provided Google Authorization option. However, Google may display warnings indicating that the application has not been verified. This approach relies on shared credentials and provides less control over the authentication process. By creating your own OAuth client ID and client secret, you gain greater security, ownership, and control over the integration. For production websites, using your own Google Cloud credentials is the recommended and more secure authentication method. Thanks for watching. To learn more about the plugin, explore additional features, or get started today, check out the link in the description below.